Hello everyone, welcome to Forever Rugby Beyond Forever Sport for today's World Rankings preview as we enter the final stages of the group games or the group stage. We are going to be looking at the World Rankings, and not something that a lot of people have been paying a lot of attention to, but it always is interesting when you go to World Cups and you tend to play tier 2 nations which are far lower than you. Certain teams will play more tier 1 nations, and the World Rankings can actually change quite a lot, which is always quite interesting. In 4 weeks' time, well, I suppose 3 weeks' time, really, and 3 weeks Saturday, we will have a new world champion who will be the number one in the world. That will be the case. That with regardless of what circumstances, for example, how it comes, we will have a world champion. We'll have a best team in the world because that is the title you earn when you win the World Cup. You are the best team in the world. However, until then, this is the only way to really gauge who is the best team in the world, inverted commas. And always interesting to see from the world ranking perspective how that then plays out in the tournaments, which obviously sort of will guide us with regards to full draws and the seeding system and stuff like that. And I think everyone sort of has realized that this last time the pools were drawn far too early and it needs to change. But again, maybe it'll be interesting to sort of look at the pool the rankings from back when the pool stages were drawn and how that plays out now in the tournament, as well as where they were before the tournament and how that sort of played on the tournament. So I think you can look into it to a certain degree, but obviously it's not a rule. But yeah, before we talk about exactly what the permutations are, please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. These are some of the main permutations, right? Ireland, France, New Zealand are unable to improve their ratings this weekend due to facing lower-ranked opponents. The Irish can only surrender the top spot, however, if they are beaten by Scotland. So whilst teams cannot improve their ratings can drop, and therefore things can change. So Ireland, with a rating of 10.36 points higher than a fifth-ranked Scotland, will be replaced at number 1 by France if the Bleu beat Italy and Irish lose by any margin. So Ireland lose and France beat Italy, France will go to number 1. If there is defeat by more than 15 points, Ireland could drop down to 4th, with Scotland climbing to a new high of 3rd and South Africa moving up 1 to 2nd. So a big Scotland victory could see them go to a world, a high record high for them. Such a scenario would also see Ireland miss out on the quarterfinals if they fail to score a bonus point and defeat. So imagine that. All of a sudden, they could go down to 4th in the world. Scotland would overtake them. They wouldn't make the quarterfinals. And all of a sudden, the Irish golden generation would have flopped in inverted commas. I don't see it happening, but it could happen. It would also see, so that scenario that we just mentioned now, would also see New Zealand side victorious over Uruguay fall 1 place to 5th, equaling their lowest position since the rankings were introduced in 2003. France will fall 1 place to 3rd, swapping to place with South Africa if held to a draw by Italy and Lyon, a result which could lift the Italy into 10th. France could slip to 5th if they lose to Italy, and New Zealand and Scotland are victorious against Uruguay and Ireland respectively. South Africa, despite not playing, actually end the weekend as number 1, but this would require Ireland and France to both lose by more than 15 points. This sequence of results would take Scotland to 2nd above Ireland and France, and South Africa to 1st. It is possible for New Zealand to plummet to a new low of 8th, although they'd have to lose by more than 15 points, and Italy beat France by the same margin, as well as wins for England, Ireland, and Wales. Quite a lot that would have to happen for New Zealand to worry about going down to 8th place. England, Wales, and Fiji, ranked 6 to 8, are also unable to improve their ratings with victories over Samoa, Georgia, and Portugal. However, it is possible for them to still move up the rankings if the teams above them lose by sufficient points. One side who can move up because of victory is Japan, who will jump 3 places to 9th if they beat Argentina to confirm their place in the quarterfinals for the 2nd successive tournament. Argentina will then fall 2 places to 11th if that happened at another pool stage exit. 3 if the margin of defeat is by more than 15 points. So they can go down to 12 if they lose by more than 15 points. However, if Argentina reach the quarterfinals in style with a win by more than 15 points and the higher ranked teams above them win their matches, 8th place will be theirs for the taking. Italy could also shoot back into the top 10 with victory over France, potentially to a new high of 6th if Argentina, England, Fiji, and Wales also suffer defeat. Very unlikely, lots happening there. Japan stand to fall 2 places if they lose and Georgia and Samoa beat their higher ranked opponents. If they can repeat their victory over Wales from last November, Georgia would climb 2 places to equal their record high of 11 of Italy and Japan if Italy and Japan are beaten this weekend. Um, a win by more than 15 points could take the Lilos up into the top 10 for the first time to as high as 8th and see them ranked above Pool C rivals Wales and Australia. Tonga cannot improve on their 16th place even if they beat Romania by more than 15 points. They can close to 0.66 rating points behind Samoa, though. Romania will fall 1 place to 20th if they lose to Tonga, swapping places with Spain. And they could be a higher rank to the two nations if they beat Tonga in the first Rugby World Cup meeting. Tonga will drop 2 places to 18th in defeat, even if Portugal and Uruguay are also beaten with 19th possible if they lose by more than 15 points to Romania. Such a scenario would see the side swap place, Romania jumping 4 places to 15th, their highest position ever since February 2022. And even in victory, Tonga will fall 1 place if Portugal beat Fiji to claim their first ever Rugby World Cup victory, which would lift them to a new high of 14th. And defeat could potentially ruin the chances of Fiji's hopes of reaching the quarterfinals for the first time since 2007, while also seeing them drop out of the top 10, depending on the other results. Lots going on this weekend. I hope that all made sense. We've tried to make it as simple as possible. So basically, um, France could be number one at the end of the weekend. Ireland could be number one. South could be number one. Scotland could be third. Ireland could be out of the World Cup. Yeah, it could be a whole new top 10. Lots could change. Lots could change. I don't think people are really worried about it. I don't think people are really focusing on this. Obviously, we've got Rugby World Cup quarterfinals, semi-finals, and finals to worry about, which is probably more important. But this is probably the last weekend where the world rankings could actually not necessarily mean something. It could be quite interesting. So let me know what you think down below. Give me your predictions. Give me your 1 to 10 prediction. Where do you think everyone's going to rank based on those scenarios at the end of this weekend? And let me know who you think will be number one at the end of the weekend. Put them in the comments below. Smash like on the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven. I'll chat to you soon.